Hi, it's King Lizzard on Xbox One with PLAYDEAD'S Inside. Now, if you think this game looks familiar, you wouldn't be far wrong. It's the same developer as Limbo. Obviously, Limbo was a very similar game to this, although it was purely black and white and greys and stuff. Quite close to this. This is quite limited on colour, but to be honest, they make such good use of the lighting in this game. It is phenomenal. So I hope you join me through my journey of PLAYDEAD'S Inside, and I'll go through a number of secrets that I found in the game and explain various sections of the game. This particular part of the game is reasonably early. There isn't anything too complex here. Most of it's about just watching where you tread, jumping at the right moment and stuff, but it is an absolute beautiful game, and if you've seen this on the marketplace and you weren't sure what it was, stick around and find out. It is an absolutely stunning game, but it's also a game full of charisma and atmosphere, and to be honest, it's one of the more interesting games I've played in quite some time. Now, PLAYDEAD are an indie company, so obviously these guys need to survive and they need to make good on their skills and their product, and to be honest, so far this is, and Limbo was, an amazing game. So hopefully you guys will invest in it and get stuck in and enjoy. So these guys here, basically you just need to hang around the back of this item here and you'll see them kind of walk off in the distance. It's now safe to move on, so we can scooch past that particular section off into the atmospheric forest, and then we get this fridge here, kind of derelict old fridge. We can push over with the X button and then push, let go too soon, push up against this wall here and then jump over this rather large wall. Initially when I jumped over that I thought I was going to come foul, but although it's big, you do survive it without damage. And this is one of those games where it's literally a learn as you play. You'll make mistakes and suffer for it, and then you'll go back and do it again, or do it several times until you work it out. Not too dissimilar from like an Abe's Odyssey type game in some regards. So yeah, I thought I needed that block back there, so I need to run back, grab that block. And I did actually try to grab that with the X button, obviously just didn't do it long enough when I jumped down. So drag this box down into the hole here. Now, initially when I dragged this down I thought, wrong idea, I nearly got flattened there, but you just need to move out the way as it comes down. You can push it obviously, then you don't have to do any of that. So we jump up on that box and get over our obstacle, down this mudslide onto the next section, cross this little stream. But beautiful use of lighting effects in this game. It really does look stunning, and it builds a really good atmosphere, and then you get nice little surprises like this rabid hound trying to hunt you down in the night, and just managed to grab hold of that tree root. How close was that? Now, for the first time ever on my channel, I've actually put together this as I was playing it with the mistakes, so you'll see me fall foul of various traps, various things that might initially deem obvious to you in some ways, but it's kind of me learning as I go and kind of showing you the game and what happens as things go wrong, and then obviously how you fix them at the same time. So we've got another trek through rather dank, stark forest, and then just as we're coming along here we get more pursuers. So initially I try outrunning these guys, which actually turns out to be the wrong thing to do, as you'll see any second now. These guys take me down with a dart, I think, there. But if you saw, as I was running, I ran over the top of that rather large kind of rock. You actually need to go backwards. Once you drop off the rock, you go underneath the rock. Now, I did actually check as well at the same time, just to make sure there wasn't any secret passage there for any achievement-orientated secret, and there isn't anything underneath this thing. So what you do need to look for when you're playing this game are these kind of yellow power cables. A yellow power cable signifies that there is a secret nearby, and those secrets are 70 points apiece. And they are, so far what I've seen, they're the only achievements you can get in the game are the secrets, which is good because it kind of takes you away from destroying your gameplay. You can go through and just play the game as a story, as they probably intended you and wanted you to do, and then go back at another point just to try and dig out the rest of the secrets you didn't find. So that way at least it's not interrupting your gameplay. So here I try outrunning my pursuers, and I tripped over that log. You basically have to run, then jump over the log. That will give you the next bit of distance that you need. And again, look at those lighting effects, lights coming through the forest there from those cars, looking absolutely phenomenal. So I managed to leap over that section. This guy's getting caught up on what I didn't, and here I make the fatal mistake and run straight out into that guy. What you have to do, even though the other guy is pursuing you, you can stop and wait behind that kind of derelict camper van, and he will then drive past, and as he drives past you can move on. The other guy doesn't actually catch you up. As long as you get this jump over the log, you're cool. You know, nothing is going to kill you at that point. You just wait it out here behind this little camper van, which I didn't do second time. I meant to. I was actually trying there to grab hold of the camper van. I thought maybe I could go in the door or something. So I screwed up twice here. But anyway, third time lucky if you like. So again, run, jump over the log. And then this time I'm going to wait it out behind this camper van. Wait for this guy in the truck to drive past. Now we're safe. And he's going to pursue as well. Remember to jump that log. That's key in order to get some distance. And then jump off the end. They're going to carry on shooting at you. So keep jumping and running. And then keep moving through the next section. Jump this log. And now the dogs of doom are on our case, and then off into the water. Now here is your first secret in the game. So basically go up, get some air, because you don't have a lot of breath as a young boy here. You will die quite quick, so get some air, quickly swim into this section. You see there in the background, you can see that yellow kind of power line taking you into this section here. Up there is a little bit of a puzzle here, which initially I didn't get straight away. I was kind of looking around trying to work out what I was doing, and as you'll see in a minute, I was just checking to see whether I could jump that gap. I'm pretty certain I couldn't, but I thought I'd try it anyway. And then literally this big beam here that I'm next to now, again I tried jumping again, mess it up, haven't quite got there yet, trying to check I haven't missed anything. But as I was saying, this post here, just by my character, you need to rock that so it falls and makes a bridge for you to get across to the secret. So here you'll see me think, okay, I can interact with this, grab the X button, rock it, couldn't push it forward, so I figured a bit of a rock back and then a push, bit of a rock back and then a push, get some momentum, and then the beam comes crashing down, nearly decimates that little platform, and then you literally walk up, press X, hold and kind of pull at the same time. I didn't quite do it there, this was my first one, so I know what to do now. And achievement pops, nice 70 pointer. That's a bit of a reward. And then literally back out into the lake and carry on with the rest of the story now. So we dive again, come up into the area we initially jumped down into. Now this area, just in the distance, you can see some guys with torches. They're basically checking this waterways for you or survivors. So at this point you want to dive under the water and avoid that light source. And again, look at that stunning use of light there. Absolutely amazing light effects in this game. And then we managed to dodge that searchlight and swim on to the next section. Quick dive under just to make sure, just in case they pan across there. I don't think they do, but I did it anyway just to be safe really. And the water as well looks absolutely stunning. Lots of dead animals here. And it's kind of telling you a story without really telling you a story as it goes along. You kind of see these images, stark images of, dead animals and stuff, and you start to kind of build up your own idea of what's going on here. And for me at the moment, based on this particular section of what I was doing, I was initially thinking it was just obviously some criminals had taken me and I was trying to escape, but it definitely gets a lot darker than that as you move on. Look at these eerie ears of corn here. It's just like Children of the Corn, quite creepy and dense, very effective. So we make our way through the cornfields. Some seriously big corn, actually, if you consider the fact I'm a kid. But very effective nevertheless. And you see my little chick friends there. They do have their purpose, and you'll get to see why. Initially I was like, well, these things follow me. I realised they were chickens, you know, baby chicks at one point. Don't have to worry about the lights in this area. Initially I was kind of like, oh, hang on, am I doing the right thing here? And again, more corpses of animals as we kind of troll through this area, making you kind of think, well, what the hell's going on here? Now there is a door there, but I figure this rope or chain is here for a reason. So nice bit of swinging action gets us into the top of this barn, like so. A quick survey of the room, make sure there's nothing nasty in here waiting for me, and then drop down and try to open this back door, this entry to the barn at least. Now initially I was just doing this for the sake of it, however it does have its purpose and requirement. Without doing this you're not going any further basically. So open up, and it's quite a unique control system this. So basically to open that you press X and then you use the right analog stick to lift it, literally push the analog stick up in order to lift that barricade away from the door. And you see these chicks here following me around. Now this one took me a while to work out. Now this machine needs power, so initially I'm pushing that switch and I think, okay, not much going on here. So you can see, if you look to the right, kind of that generator there, very old looking generator, which there is a pull cord. So you basically again press X and then you pull away from the generator 3 times and that'll start the generator off. And then you can see that you get kind of that dust hitting the hay bale. Now the hay bale needs to come down because that's how we're going to get past the next section. There is basically a wall there that we can't jump up because it's too high. So this one takes me a little bit of a time to work out. So initially I run back outside. I'm thinking, did I miss anything here? Is there something I should have? And I get to kind of where the the dead pigs are, and I think, no, okay, I'm going to go back. It's clearly something I need to work out that's in this room. And all my little chick friends there following me in the distance. A quick survey of the room again, just to think, well, what the hell am I missing here? And then I think, okay, I'll run to the end of the room and I'll check to see if there's like a secret entrance, here that I'm not feeling, or something that I can pull out. But there isn't. It literally is a wall. I've got to work out how to get this hay bale down. And then it hits me. The chickens are following me around, and there is if you look at the machine that the generator powers, you'll see there's that tube that comes down, and at the bottom of that tube it's sucking stuff up. And at that point it hits me that the chicks are following me, so clearly I've got to get them to that particular piece of vacuum so that they'll get sucked up in the machine and hit that hay bale. But obviously I've got to do it in a way that makes sure I've got enough distance between me and them in order to activate the switch. So I think, okay, I'll run all the way down to this wall and I'll wait for the chicks. And then I'll run and jump. Jumping gives you a little bit of a lead over just running. It's a little bit more effective. And then I'll hit that switch. As you see, I beat them to that vacuum. They're now going to get sucked up into the vacuum and bounced off that hay bale. Funny little... poor little chicks, but they're all alive. Look, no animals were harmed in the making of this film, so it's all in the name of good fun. But I'm sorry, chicks, that's it for me. I'll catch you later. So then on to the next area. Now this roof area, I messed up here. I saw the cable, but I couldn't work out how to get in here. I did kind of run around, jump on platforms and hold things, and then watching this back I now know what I did wrong. So initially I jump off the roof and I just catch the edge of that pig cart and get killed. Now I did do some checking there. I did cut the video because there was a lot of me roaming around trying to work out how to get inside, and I gave up in the end. But what I should have done, which I use here, is the pig cart. I should have pushed the pig cart left, and there is actually kind of a bit of a nozzle on that barn behind, and I'm sure there was something I could probably pull off there and get in there and get to that secret that I missed. So there is a secret in that barn, so unlike me, do push the pig cart left and get on top of it and try and pry some of those planks off of the barn. I'm pretty certain that's the way in there to get that secret achievement I missed. I will of course go back to that another time, but this is my initial playthrough. Now I do have already 3 parts of this recorded, almost kind of 30 minutes a piece. And I think I'm quite a good portion of the way through the game at the moment. I think I'm about maybe 50% of the way through. I am going to keep playing this until its conclusion, so next week I plan to have the rest of this game up on the channel, provided of course I don't get stuck anywhere, and that I can't work out what I'm doing. So initially more pigs. Now you see this one comes alive. I try to jump over him, didn't quite get it right, and he kills me. Now I grew up on a farm, and I know it's not natural for a pig to run someone down and kill them, even if they're small. However, obviously at this point I was thinking, well, maybe they're starving and they want something to eat. And obviously pigs will pretty much eat anything. In fact, there was an incident in the UK back in the 80s where a farmer knocked himself out on one of the gates, and the pigs actually ate him alive in the pen. So they will actually pretty much eat anything, so you really don't want to fall asleep in a pig pen. So basically jumping over the pig, kind of a bit of a balancing act, and more of that in here allows you to get him to smash the planks in so you can get in here. And then this point I was trying to get him to jump so that I could jump up onto that device there. And this is where things get pretty sinister in the game, and you think, oh hang on, what I was thinking isn't applicable here, it's something entirely different going on. So I managed to get a couple of hits from the pig there. I'm running down the end here to see what's here, and the pig knocks himself out. Now I know I need the pig in order to get up there. So at this point I'm thinking, what do I do? Do I try and drag the pig maybe? Now if you look, there's something in that pig on its rear, and that is definitely not a tail. So this is some kind of parasite that's taken control of the pig, which is quite creepy really. So at this point I'm pulling the pig, the parasite comes out, and the pig automatically stands up, but the pig is motionless, so it's like it doesn't have any will of its own at this point. This looks a bit ominous as I'm dragging the pig back, I'll admit. So you drag the pig back, get him to be your platform to get up to this device. And then what I was quite surprised was when I got into this device, all of a sudden all of these people in the background get up, which I didn't see before until this. And then literally if you move yourself, you'll see that these people move for you. So you're now in some form of mind control device, but people for some reason have kind of no will of their own. So it's, you know, it's pretty creepy at this point. You're thinking, wow, what is this? What really is going on in this game? So you basically have to time it so you can get the other guys to open up that room, so these guys can all come out and pull this obstacle. Now I initially did try pushing this and it wasn't the way to go, but pulling it will actually cause it to collapse and hence create that ramp for you to get up into the next area, and then you can just disconnect yourself from that device and move on. But pretty creepy section that, and you're thinking, you know, at this point I'm thinking, well, it's not criminals anymore. You know, maybe it's some, you know, criminal mastermind that's worked out how to lobotomize people and control them, but at this point I'm starting to think maybe it's aliens or something, or who knows. And then out of the barn now, obviously it's starting to get daylight here. It's a bit of a change in the game, and you can see there's a lot more colour in the game now. So at night time things tone down. There is some colour in the game, unlike Limbo at night, but during the day it starts to brighten up quite a bit, and you start to see quite a contrast in colours. Absolutely stunning looking game, beautiful. So onto the next section, leaping over that, and then we're going to get to our next obstacle, and this one caused me a little bit of pain, not much, just a little bit. Didn't take too long to work out. I kind of had the right idea, just went the wrong direction. So I pull this thing out, and as you see, as I pull it out, that rope or chain extends into the ceiling. So that is what I need to get up, but I need to work out how to be able to reach that rope. And then I realise, okay, I've got to push it all the way in, because when I got there, this thing wasn't all the way back, which means the chain wasn't fully extended to the ground. And I'm sort of doing some tests there, and then I initially think, have I missed something? Did I do something wrong? And I walk backwards across the area I've been just to make sure there was nothing I was supposed to pick up. Get to the stream and think, no, this is wrong, I've got to go back. Clearly there's something going on. If you look in the background, there's a lorry there with all those people lined up, motionless. So it's some kind of like people being treated as cattle or something. So it's pretty weird at this point. So now I push this all the way back, and now I've got the rope down to a level that I can jump up to it and access the next area of the game. Up we go. And back into kind of the darkness, if you like. So another little swing puzzle here to jump our way across. And then open this window with the X button and push up. Out we go. And then this big area here, a few birds on the floor there, sort of scatter as you get here. And then we can see there's some planks on the floor here, so clearly that safe up there has got to come through the flooring so that I can access the next area. So it's just a matter of what awaits up here for me to work out and be able to achieve the next objective. So up on this platform we jump down onto here, and then I realise obviously that those planks of wood need to be pushed nearer to me so that I can actually jump onto them. So I flick this switch, and that is what lifts them up and down. And then I give these planks a bit of a push, and then lift them up. Pull it back just a little bit. I thought actually maybe I need to straighten this out is the right way to do it. So I raise it up, run back to that ladder, and then try to jump across. And what I realise is that I did have to do what I was initially going to do when I get there, because it's clearly not going to reach, which is I'd have to now pull it back down and just push it a little bit further towards where the ladder is so that I can reach it on my jump, and then I can raise that platform up and use it as my stepping stone to the next level. So back up the ladder. You can jump off the ladder and land on that wood. I was trying to do it there, it didn't work for me, so I decided I'd go to the top and jump off. That was just me, controlling the game wrong. And then grab hold of those planks up here, run along, and I make the fatal mistake initially of pushing it off and waiting, and then just as I do it I think there's a rope attached, crap, and I'm dead. Unfortunately the respawn points in this game are actually pretty close to where you start, so it's none of this frustrating running through big sections of the game again. So here you can see I'm already at the safe again, which is great. I sort of hesitate and run back a little bit early there, and then get off that plank before it gets ripped down into the floor. And there is actually a hole in the floor here we can drop into, like so, and then into this hole in the ground we just created with that safe. Down we go into the darkness, and then this is secret number 3. Obviously secret number 2 was that barn that I missed, but I've told you guys how to do that. This is secret number 3. You see that little yellow power cable running into the vent, just rip the panel off, and there goes achievement number 2 for me. But obviously, like I said, If you get that one at the barn, that'll be free achievements at this point, and that'll be a good part of 210 points. At this point I've got 140 myself, so it's pretty cool. So another puzzle to work out here. So we've opened up a door at the back there. And I hook myself into this controlling device again. So there's obviously inanimate objects or bodies around here for me to control. So I'm kind of moving these guys around, trying to work out what I should be doing. I've got a lever there to use, which I've already used to open the door in the background to the left, and that's where one of the other inanimate guys came out of. So now, I don't know if you notice, it took me a while to notice this, but it was very easy for me to see straight away where I went wrong. Is that where that guy is on the right, he's on a panel, a floor panel, which makes a little clicking sound. I've obviously got to line these two guys up so they're on the panels at the same time. What I failed to do initially was actually walk both of these inanimate characters to the opposite ends of each of their respective rooms, and that's what you need to do here. So I flick the switch and close this door down, which is part of the puzzle. You do need that door closed so that the guy that's currently on the left will walk all the way against that wall, and then you can see here, now that they're both almost there, I've got to walk them all the way down again. Didn't quite walk that guy to the right all the way back to the wall. They literally need to be touching the wall. Then you can walk them back into the middle. Now at this point I was messing around wondering if I was doing something wrong, but I jumped back up and persevere. It was all a matter of me just not initially getting that guy in the background to stand on the panel properly. So it's just a matter of getting them on the panels at the same time. The easy way is to get them to walk to either ends of the room totally. So into this next section, up the ladder we go. And again, look at that lighting, absolutely stunning stuff. Loving this to bits, this game. And then into our next section. And we're going out into the daylight again, so we start to see some more development of colours and stuff come into the game. Lots of running and jumping here. Now here below, if you can see that, just to the left of that drain pipe is another power cable. So that's another secret. So at this point I saw the power cable, ran back and thought, is there a way in here that I've missed? Some kind of panel I push or pull out. But you just basically need to keep moving forward. I do go up to the plank and just verify there's nothing that I can drop down to. And it's a matter of sliding down, kind of Uncharted style if you like, and grabbing an object in front of you. Like so. Grab that, and if you see to the right there is actually a ladder there, and you can jump onto and then climb down and access this secret room and grab the achievement. There it is. So we pull that panel off, and that is secret number 4 at this point. For me, secret number 3. And now I've got 210 points, which is quite a nice little hour's work, if you like, or half an hour's work. So at this point I'll take the opportunity to thank you guys and gals for watching. I will be back very shortly with part 2 of PLAYDEAD'S INSIDE and my walkthrough. Please take the time to rate the video. If you're not a subscriber, it'd be fantastic if you could click that sub button for me. I need all the support I can get. Any feedbacks you have about the video would be greatly received. I respond to everything you guys post. Take care, keep well, and keep watching. I hope you've enjoyed this, and as I said, I'll be back again very soon with part 2.